Welcome to the Explainer. Look, the world is being completely transformed by AI, right? And in the middle of all this change, there's one skill that is rising above everything else. That skill is AI automation. So today, we're going to dive into why this isn't just about surviving what's coming. It's about how you can lead it.
Okay, let's just get right to it with the hard facts, because this isn't just some made-up hype. You've got major players, like McKinsey and the World Economic Forum, and they're painting a really clear picture. The WEF says 41% of companies are already planning to cut staff because of AI. That's a huge number, and it tells you that this shift, well, it's already happening. But, and this is important, this whole disruption isn't just doom and gloom. Not at all. It's actually putting us all at a crossroads, giving us a really fundamental choice. On one path, yeah, there's the very real threat of being replaced. But on the other path, there's this massive, enormous opportunity for anyone who's willing to adapt.
So what makes the difference? What separates that threat from the opportunity? It really boils down to one single skill: AI automation. This is the thing that lets you become the person who uses AI, not the person who gets replaced by AI. It's the key to making yourself irreplaceable.
All right, let's get into the weeds a bit. To really get what makes AI automation so incredibly powerful, we've got to first take a quick look at the old-school automation that came before it. This really sets the stage for the gigantic leap we're all seeing right now.
The difference between then and now is, well, it's everything. Before AI, automation was all about simple, repetitive stuff. It just followed these basic if this, then that commands. Like saving some data from a form into a spreadsheet. Useful, sure, but pretty limited. But now, with AI, automation can handle tasks that actually require a human brain. Thinking, creativity, decision-making. It can look at a really complicated email and then draft a totally custom, personalized reply all on its own.
I love this quote from AI expert Liam Otley because it just nails it. He said, adding generative AI to automation was like putting a V12 engine on a bicycle. That's perfect, right? It took this kind of niche, handy tool and just supercharged it into one of the biggest technological shifts since the internet. The power level is just on a completely different planet now.
So let's put a really simple definition on it. What is an AI automation? It's just a system that uses artificial intelligence to automatically do complex tasks that would normally need a person. And the key words there are complex and human. We've gone way beyond just shuffling data around. Now we're actually solving problems that require a brain.
So, how does this all actually work? I know it might sound super complicated, but when you break it down, it's really not. A great way to picture an AI automation is to think of it like a digital assembly line. Like in a factory. It's just a series of stations, and each one has a specific job to do to get to that finished product.
And that digital assembly line has 5 basic steps. First, there's a trigger. That's the start button. Maybe a new email comes in. Then, a filter acts like a quality check, asking, should we even bother with this one? Third, and this is the magic part, is the intelligence layer. This is the AI brain doing the thinking and making the smart decisions. After that, you have the actions, which is the AI actually doing the work, like writing and sending an email. And last, the output delivers the final product. Trigger, filter, intelligence, actions, output. Simple as that.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the how. Let's get to the why. Why does learning this skill matter so much for you, right now? Well, because the market for these skills is absolutely enormous. And honestly, most people haven't even realized it yet. It's wide open.
So, just how big of an opportunity are we talking about? Check this out. Industry data shows the demand is just staggering. For every one person out there who can provide AI automation services, there are over 1,100 businesses that need help. Just let that ratio sink in for a second. The market is absolutely starving for people with this skill.
And it's really important to know who needs this help the most. See, the giant corporations, they have the big, expensive consulting firms to help them out. But it's the small and medium-sized businesses, the ones that create 62% of all new jobs in the US. They're the ones being left behind. They desperately need this tech to keep up, but they have almost nowhere to turn. That is the opportunity.
So how do you actually tap into this huge market? Well, there are 3 really clear paths you can take. First, education. You can simply teach businesses what this stuff is and why they need it. Second, consulting. This is where you go in, analyze their company, and find the best opportunities to automate. Or third, implementation, where you're the one who actually builds these AI systems for them. You can do any one of them or all 3.
And that brings us to the final and probably the most important takeaway from this whole explainer.
this isn't about something that's coming in the distant future. This is about a choice that is right in front of you right now.
Look, the age of AI is here. It is not slowing down, and there's no putting this genie back in the bottle. So the only real question left to ask is, what role are you going to play in all of this? Are you going to be the one building the automations, or are you going to be the one being automated?